Okay, it's shortly after 7 o'clock, we're going to call the meeting to order. I guess first order of business is roll call. Wade Bennett, Council President.
Paul Buckles, council member.
Chastity Surface, council member.
Janet Heidi, Court Treasurer.
All right, looks like a pretty short agenda tonight. That's awesome. So I guess the first item on the agenda is the Friends of Linden. That should be on the agenda tonight, correct?
I knew that they were filling eggs, so we might be doing that, I'm not sure.
So we'll circle back if they park board, is there a park board, report tonight?
No, but I'd like to ask a question when it's time about, if there's money in there, like when the time gets around, if we could plant flowers in pots or whatever, you know, just to make things look prettier. That's all I have to say.
Here for all of them. What is she saying?
I don't care.
Janet's asking them, where would you like to put flowers?
Oh, well,
Both of them or just one?
both
Not
parts.
generally where, but.
Well,
you
I would
want
like to
both?
put some up, like, up by the post office, like in pots if we can.
Oh, I thought we
If
started
we're-
park board, okay.
Or we can plant flowers wherever they may need to be, just to make perk up the places.
Yeah, okay, well, I'd say give us a plan when the time comes.
Talk with those guys.
Okay, all right.
If I could make a comment on that, there's, flower pots down at the Stoddard Park, and I take care of those.
Okay.
I mean, I fill them and whatever,
That's your deal? That's your
that's,
jam?
I guess, whatever, so.
Okay.
Don't include anything, unless it's something additional, but when the springtime comes, I normally pick those up and replant, keep them watered and stuff like that, so.
Well, I thought we done that too.
All right, do they,
They're on their own conversation.
they're having their park board meeting back there. Okay,
Just a short one.
fair enough, all right. I guess we are to employee reports already. Earl, did they talk about them?
I'll have prices maybe this week on Dollar General.
Okay,
As soon as I get them, I'll let you know.
awesome.
I met a guy out there this afternoon,
Did you? Good.
we walked it off, so.
Did he give you any indication, like a start time maybe, or a time frame, or,
They're gonna start depending on the weather.
so are they planning on this year having it open or built
Oh, yeah.
and operational this year?
Yeah, it'll be,
They're gonna start dirt work if it doesn't rain.
What's that?
They're gonna start dirt work if it doesn't rain.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they have their own crews, I guess you call them, and they build them, so it's a pretty quick, setup.
Okay.
So, we were out there this morning, then I took a contractor there this afternoon, and just get an idea, give me what it's gonna cost to go from point A to point B, and board all the way, so.
Did he give you an idea of whether it'd be cheaper to go from the west or from town?
No,
Okay.
I'll have them numbers.
Okay, that's nice. No big deal. I didn't know if he
Yeah,
had,
that's all that's really,
I didn't know if he had a knee-jerk idea or if he.
no, it's a long ways from the other end.
Oh, it's a
so.
quarter mile. So, that'd be a lot. We don't have to do that, but.
It's the piping that what costs so much now with all the tariffs and everything going on in the world.
We still have to go to 231, but we could catch it there, oh gosh, still, Bill Skinner's house, but.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah,
so, and we'll get, as soon as I get the prices, then I'll get with you guys.
Oh, sounds awesome.
Take care of it.
I got one other thing.
On, Evergreen Boulevard, up there, you know where the drain is, across from Leslie Vale. You know, it's got that low spot right there where the water always collects. It's on the north side, between the house on the corner.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, that drain there. Okay,
Yeah.
I was approached if there's anything we can do, and, now, I don't know how big a drain it is, I haven't stopped, but just to make a drain cover that was kind of like a cone that stood above the ground, is something like that, something that might help that situation? That way
Yeah,
the
I'll,
leaves-
check with the utility clerk and see how much money is in our
Drainage.
drain fund, because we need to take a little more riprap rock out there at the edge of the field and put it around that drain,
Oh, yeah.
so it doesn't blow over the top and then come into town.
Okay.
Cause that drain's big enough to take all that field and go straight east, so. I'll get with her and find what the dollar figures are left, because we need to actually, where that drain is you're talking about, go to the east and, go underneath that guy's drive, I forget the gentleman that lives there, but, and
To
take
the-
all that standing water, that stands there into that.
Well, the one guy, that lives right next to him to the, east.
Yeah.
Is that drive there is what you're working on? Well, he put a drain in this week, last
Okay.
week. He dug out his driveway, I don't know how big it is, but if you
Yeah.
see there's no
I seen him
stone-
put new stone down, but I
Well,
didn't see
he
him
dug
put-
all that out, and
Okay.
he put a tile underneath that driveway, cause it's kind of a dammed up area, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was.
So, he's kinda done that on his own, but.
Okay, then I'll look at
Somebody
that.
else was hitting me up about the drain and gets covered up with weeds, and, I kinda
It,
told him that I thought the, property owner probably ought to
Cause it
take a
drains
look.
from there to the center of the road, and then from the center of the road, cause I've dye tested them before, and then goes all the way to the north side of the crossing going to the wastewater plant, is where it dumps out.
Yeah.
Is where it goes, but for some reason it goes from there to the center of the road, and,
It goes there, it goes south first, and then goes,
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
that makes sense. That was part of the deal I was telling you about the other day, that when I was telling him about, when we had, before we paved, we had a tile hole or something come up there, I don't remember what it was, we had that all
Yeah.
opened up and.
But I'll get the numbers from her, then we'll figure out what it's gonna cost, and, cause we need to fix it all the way up to their drive and put some more riprap rock down there to stop that from flowing over the top of that other drain. And that will take a lot of that, because when it goes on that other drain, it doesn't drain down the highway.
Yeah.
It drain there.
Yeah.
It takes it, but
And it's been around, I'm sure it's settled and.
it's settled, and it looks, the other day, it was overrunning the pipe, just, it wasn't held long enough to just drop in, so.
Should we grout that?
I think it needs contoured and stabilized with riprap rock and,
Yep, so it, you know, I mean, it needs to have an overflow, I mean, obviously, but, I mean, if it, that way.
but that's a big, oh shoot, Maxwell, when he put that in, that was a big tile put in, so it'll handle a lot of
Yeah,
water.
It's smooth core and straight and flat and.
It's straight all the way to the ditch.
And it's, got plenty of flow, so it moves from water.
Okay, yeah, I'll look into that.
Yeah, when you get, that's fine, I told him to bring it up.
I appreciate that. Anything else? Rick, anything to talk about?
Not too much, didn't start loading. Plan on starting the curbs once the weather kinda gives me a break. I'm gonna start pressure washing them down, that way the paint can stick, so I'll be doing that throughout town. So, once, the temperature stays consistent and rain, but other than that, that's when I'm gonna start on.
We put pressure wash, anything, you good?
I've got mine, so. it's-
We got one at the water plant.
Okay.
Well, you got gas powered?
I've got gas powered and I just hooked up to the tank and it's just easier.
Ours are electric, so.
Have you got a water tank, you got water?
Yeah,
Anything?
yeah,
All right.
no, we're good there.
Was it
yeah.
the same one that you used last summer?
Yeah, yep.
Awesome. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Donna, what did you talk about?
Just some paperwork I give you, I just need some signatures.
Let's do that, let's do it real quick. So we've got our right to be heard shut off list, we have account numbers and amounts due. There's, what is there, 9 accounts, I guess, that are up for, that fit our, shut off policy. So, we just need to approve this action taken.
I make a motion that we, accept this past due shut-off list and to move forward.
Okay. Moving second to accept this, past due shut off list and move forward. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Sorry. So, next item up, while we're right here, Lions Liquor Store, would like to have one of our pink totes for trash. And our, policy is that, commercial accounts need our approval, so, D&D is on board with it, tickled pink, and pink is our trash cans, and so we,
You're saying D&D's on board?
yeah, right?
Yeah, they said, when I called them, the lady told me she checked with somebody else and they said yes.
Okay.
So the owner called me and the manager and said they're not putting on any businesses with our contract as residential.
That's new to me then, I didn't know. Yeah.
Yes,
You mean
did.
D&D called you?
D&D called me and said they're not putting any businesses on our residential invoice.
Okay. Do we have some of this currently?
We do.
And we had that discussion, that that business doesn't give any trash out, but this business asking for it will have lots of trash.
No, they said they only had like, they only got spare boxes.
I'm just saying what they said.
Yeah.
Alright,
And I'll call and check with the same girl again and make sure that.
Who you call them? D&D or?
D&D.
Okay, so talk to Eric, and then his dad are the ones that's calling this. They're not, I don't care how much you call them, I don't think you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, if they're not gonna do it, there's nothing to vote on.
Right.
There's no action on our part.
Exactly.
Because when I talked to the young lady, she actually checked with somebody else and they said that that would be fine.
Or do we
She
wanna?
was actually gonna add it right then, and I said, no, don't do that, I have to have it approved.
And I think that's all before Dad walked in.
Yeah, it's fine.
Could be.
That's fine.
I mean, the other thing we do is, approve it pending their approval. I mean, we don't have to talk to the race, really.
You didn't put it on their bill, but you just did billing, right? Okay. So it wouldn't even start till next month anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys think, I don't care, doesn't matter.
When they have those conversations, shouldn't those conversations be right? Whatever I'm saying, that's.
If the owner said no, that's pretty high up.
With, even recently, yep,
Well, I'm just saying.
The only thing you could do would be to table it till next month, and, if something would arise, I don't know what that would be, but.
right. I mean, really, our policy says that, we have to approve it, but we don't dog the race, it's, it's between, D&D and the customer, really, but, nope, I don't care, that's fine. Anything else?
You had one, just the other one where the discount I gave, you had to sign off on it.
My bad, thank you. Thank you.
There's 2 pages there.
Yeah, one stapled together, yes.
Yep.
What is that?
The
What is that?
Water discount for a leak.
The water leak for the Historical Society, for the, training.
It's the wastewater, it's not the water, it's the wastewater, adjustment.
Yes.
Because it didn't go through the sanitary sewer.
Yep, yeah, so we're adjusting off the wastewater on the water, so, was it, 94, it was right in the middle of the billing cycle break, so it's 94 and $147 discount for their water, going inside the building and not down the wastewater line.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
Is he on Ion Water now? Hey,
Don, is he on Ion Water? No.
If they get discounts, I think they need to be mandatory, they have to go on Ion Water to watch their stuff. I think that's why we had the Ion Water, so you can watch your own meter all the time. So,
I make a motion that we, accept the discount for the train depot for the $94.26. Is that the one, or are they both the same?
No, one's 94, one's 147.
And then 147.34.
Everybody's got smart.
Yes.
Moved and seconded.
I second that.
Moved and seconded to approve the discount for the train depot, all in favor say aye. Aye, motion carries. There we go. All right, Daniel, thank you. All right, good deal. All right, so cruising along, we are to, is that everybody? Oh, you, Mikey, sorry, wasn't it?
No, you're fine.
Anything to talk about?
Just two things, I did mail out 7 ordinance letters back, week and a half ago. And I noticed yesterday, just driving around, that 4 of the 7 properties are taken care of. And the other one's still got some time anyway left in that grace period that they have. And, have you guys ever, what do you think about drawing up a ordinance on, people living out of their camper trailers on property?
Marshall Five. Marshall Five's doing it right now.
People do that.
We got,
His isn't even a travel trailer.
It's like a trailer.
It's an old, Amazon van with a gas heater and 2 tanks in the inside of it.
It's just right, isn't it?
Huh?
What could be so wrong with that? No, it's like a recipe for success. I mean, I don't know. I don't see a problem with it.
I know that,
A few years ago, I mean, I don't know, when I say a few years ago, it's probably been 10 or more. I mean, we had some issues with that, and they had, if I remember right, flexible sewage running, it's been a while, and I don't know if that problem took care of itself, or
Yeah,
did
that
we-
problem's gone,
But what,
Let's talk
did
about
we do
those.
something, did we pass something, or did we,
I went and talked to them and told them, hey, you know, you wanna live in it, I don't care, but you gotta be hooked up properly to the water and the wastewater. You can't live in the trailers 7 days a week and not go to the bathroom. So these people either need to get hooked up or put a porta pot down there, I don't care. But you can't be putting it on the ground.
this is not a KOA campground here.
It's not out in the woods someplace, so they,
and that's why I brought that up. There's one that's, some people moved in from a different county, and I don't know if they are buying this property through a friend, or if the friend's just letting them use it, but there is no utilities hooked up, nothing to this property. And they've been there for a good 2 months now. I did go and talk to them, just to make sure that there wasn't sewage being let out into the property. At the time, I don't believe there was. Yeah, I just think it's gonna become an issue down the road.
Do you think, Stu would have any, information on this? I'm sure other towns have run into this and some.
I would, yeah.
I think we probably ought to, if we need to pass something, I think there's probably something already written out there, other communities have accepted, and probably would, if it's gonna be could be a possible problem, I think we probably need to pass something. Why don't we try to get ahold of him and see,
You know, it may not even come down to being, you know, you can't live in a camper, but it may be, if you're gonna live there, you're gonna have all the utilities hooked up, and you're not gonna be, you know, living off the grid, because, you know, in town, it's going somewhere, somebody's doing
Yeah.
something with it, you know, you're filling 5-gallon buckets out of your neighbor's faucet, or something's happening, right?
something's
You know,
happening, something.
Right, and I think it's just common logic that, you know, that's.
And they're using a big, it's not big, but a generator there was an old garage on the property, so they've got that sitting in out of the weather, and they're just running the stitching cord over the trailer.
What could possibly go wrong?
And in the rain.
I mean, yeah, but,
we just can't have them dumping
If that's, yeah.
waste
And then they could
on the
be-
ground. And I'm guessing they're doing it inside the shed.
Is this in town?
Yes. And I may get the health department involved to have them go there.
Well, that's right.
Doing
The Health
inspection
Department,
and-
Montgomery County Health Department may need to be contacted if there's violations here, and I'm sure,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making some notes here. Yeah, I mean, that's,
You
there's
can't
nothing,
go there without law enforcement.
there's nothing good about that scenario. I mean,
I mean, he's got sewage, he's got water, and he's got electricity,
you know,
and, those are all safety violations or health issues, or,
and all three of those utilities are on that lot and have been in the, over time, not recently, but I mean, right, I mean, it's not, it's like, if you wanted to be hooked up, you could be.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it. All right.
but you don't know if they own the property or not. You
I
don't know
I
this.
just looked again today, no, they don't.
They do not.
They do not, no.
No, yeah, I think that one needs a good hard looking at, so,
I mean, he's got the trailer in there where, I mean, it's already unhooked and looked like it's set up for
it's, they're in there.
long term.
It's in it to win it, it's not.
I wonder if, a letter to the property owner stating that, if there's gonna be, one, we do not allow new house trailers, or, and if you're gonna have it, something like that, then it's gonna have to be properly hooked up.
Right.
So that property owner, in the last 3 years, I have sent a letter every year regarding the yard being taken care of. He has showed once a year and got it knocked down, but this year, last year, he didn't respond at all. I tried doing some research, I know he lives in an adjoining county, I assume he still does. And then, all of a sudden,
But this guy mowed it last fall, am I right?
no, he didn't touch it at all. Did you mess with it?
I didn't know,
No.
I missed it.
Okay, all right. Well, I think it wants a.
I think a conversation with Stu is probably gonna be in
Yeah.
order to find out and see what he recommends,
Yeah.
How to approach that.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways, from a lot of different perspectives, this is.
I would like to see what Wayne Town has, cause I think they have something drawn up in their ordinance that
Okay.
they don't allow. I talked to Kyle.
Yeah, see what he
Just to
says.
see.
Yeah, see what he says, maybe.
Is Stu there, well,
I think not. I don't know why I think that, but I think he's not their attorney as well. I know he does several, but I don't think he does. You know,
Peebles, it used to be Peebles.
was it?
He's still around.
No, that's what I mean, I don't know, I know it's not Stu though.
I think you're right, right? It's not. Yeah.
What was the first thing? What was the first thing that you talked about?
Oh, the ordinance letters.
The what?
The ordinance letters I mailed out.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right. I think we're to officer reports. Anything to talk about?
no, I don't have anything at all.
You have anything yet?
You haven't.
Okay, anything additional beyond that? Okay, so we are nearing the completion of our new water project, and we are, as per normal, we're, again, coming down to paying final bills and stuff, and we have some cash in the bank. We don't know exactly how this is gonna come right down, but we have the opportunity to extend our line of credit, fund things, and we are under no obligation to do that, but if we do ask for it and it's approved, then we can use it if we need it to pay final bills. I think we should do that. If we need it or not, we'll have some buffer.
If we approve it, we may not use it.
May not use it,
But
may not use it at
at
all.
least,
But we got, like she said, 2 claims and a retainage bill to pay, which are all anticipated, we all knew what we'd have, but,
accept that.
Move to second to, extend the credit, line at HHSB for the. Say aye. Motion carries. Is this? Not mine. You like that?
I like that.
That's a hit. Well, yeah, this is all the same, this is just one deal, right, Janet?
The top one just explains the rest of it.
That's fine,
That's just a little Excel sheet that we put together,
that's fine.
me and Jordan and Tim.
Okay.
That's just the history.
All right, and there isn't,
It's not official or anything, it's just a worksheet.
and there's no claims to have been denied or anything?
No, we don't have any, we don't have a lawsuit claims yet.
Okay. All right, one thing I have is I did get a copy of the, smoke test done. I got some copies printed off, I only have one binder, so, you've got a copy of this, right?
No,
Okay, all right.
didn't get anything.
Okay, all right, we'll figure out where they went, because they said they sent them back in, well, all this stuff's dated November, so, anyway, this includes everything but the south end of town on the east side of the road. Did they do that area as well? I think they did, right?
Yeah.
So I had sent him an email and asked him, you know, where that portion was, but, anyway, this can be, there's a lot to do here, there's a lot of, I mean, it's not as bad as it looks because a lot of the stuff was just,
Multiple papers, it's multiple sheets for,
Yeah, yeah.
for the same
and
problem.
there's vents on people's, you know, homes that they, you know,
Yeah.
that they listed, it's not necessarily something that we need to pertain to, and, things like that, but there's a pretty good size amount of stuff to do here, so,
Yeah, if we could get another binder or two, then I can put one at the wastewater plant, and when the inspector comes, I can show him, hey, this is what we did.
What I was thinking is if we had one and we kept, you guys could update it.
Yeah.
And that would also give you, you know,
And that way, he can see that and
Yep.
keeps him happy.
yeah, I have two more, like I said, I don't have any binders, but I have two more of these, and also have the one from 17, that we could use as a reference as well.
That's fine.
I don't know, but if you guys wanna look at that or whatever, that's, you know, but, anyway, and we could have, well, it doesn't matter, I guess, it's kind of a pain in the butt.
Can we take it to a print-up place and have that printed up,
Oh,
or we
sure.
can do it ourselves, or whichever, and,
Yep, absolutely. It was in a Google Doc thingy, so, but I got all that done, and so if somebody wants another copy, if we want more than 3, we could make another one. I cold punched them, and I didn't, so it hasn't been, you know, scribbled on or anything, so if we want more than 3, anybody wants one, I don't know, whatever, but, yeah, so. That's the story. I'll get a couple more binders, and then we
Okay.
can, but anyway, so, I only have one binder, so. That's all I got, I guess. On that, can't think of anything else. Just something else, I don't know what it was. All right, I guess we're moving along to,
it's like public comment.
yeah. Anybody got anything to talk about? Hey, so, I'm gonna ask, the communication system between the ethanol plant and the wells, was there something in the works on that?
Is there what now?
It's done already.
It's done already?
Yeah, it's done already. The only piece is, we were supposed to split the bill, and for some reason, Peerless charged Linden, and we're still trying to retroactively pay you guys for our rates.
Okay,
So that's the piece we're still working on.
awesome. Okay, sounds good. I wondered about, yeah, thank you. Does it work okay? Is it
Oh, it worked
what you always
great.
wanted and then some?
Yep.
Okay. Nothing special, nothing goofy? Awesome.
Yeah, it works much better than depending on TDS for communication.
How does it work? Is it just internet or?
goes up to the cloud and then back and forth.
Yeah, it is special terminology, yeah. It works.
That's on the secure, it don't matter, that's fine. I can't hijack it.
Yeah.
Okay, nope, no problem, thank you. I guess that's all I got. Public comment, I guess that's where we're at.
Extended line of credit exclusive to the water
Yes.
project?
Yep, sure is. And we may not need it. I mean, it's gonna be close and it may come down to how much money we, do we wanna leave in reserve cash versus taking a little bit and, so. It's an option. It's a, alright, I guess we are down to the claim voucher.
I make a motion, we accept the claim vouchers as they're online, or unless Janet's got something additional.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the claim vouchers as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Whoops. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Alright, so that, and then, meeting minutes.
Make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes for February 24th, 2026, as presented.
I second that.
Moved and seconded to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. There you go.
Alright. And I will look something up for minutes from last night for the next meeting, if that's alright. See, I didn't read it.
And I think we have to.
Yep.
Do we need a motion on that? Okay. Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay.
And make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Alright.
I second that.
We are adjourned.
Wow. We're getting better.